Okay, everyone, Assalamu alaikum. I'm going to share with you really important information today. Yeah, the paper you are watching on the screen on the right hand side, this is the exactly paper that happened a few days back. It happened on 6th of this month, and today it is 8th. So this is June 2023 exam paper. These questions are not exactly the same questions. The wording might be a little bit changed because still papers are not out, and I got these questions from my students and then I compiled them, and I'm trying to relate these questions to the guest paper that I provided during my grand class of AS paper 2. So this is AS paper 2 variant 2.2 and variant 2.1 as well. So first of all, I'm going to discuss with you the questions that were tested in variant 2.2, and I will also relate them to the guest paper that I provided with my students during the grand class. So in paper 2, the first question in section B was relevant to this was relevant to uh, just a second. Relevant to consumer surplus, and you can read the statement of question. Question was something like this: explain whether consumer surplus always reduces if price of a product increases. So this question was also in the guest paper, and it was question number 8, part A in the guest paper, that is also showing on the screen on the left hand side. And let me show you question number 8, part A. So question 8, part A is explain the meanings of consumer surplus and consider the extent to which it may change due to imposition of indirect tax. When we impose indirect tax, definitely price increases, and when price increases, consumer surplus decreases. So there was a little bit change in the statement of question. However, the answer will be exactly same because indirect tax increases the price, and here in this question, examiner has clearly said that there is increase in price. So you should have explained consumer surplus, made its graph, and shown leftward shift in the supply curve that has led to rise in prices and decrease in consumer surplus. And then you should have basically evaluated that whenever price increases, consumer surplus always decreases. However, the extent of decrease in consumer surplus depends upon price elasticity of demand. I'll make another video and I'll explain in detail all answers of these questions. And then is question 2, part B: assess whether maximum price or a transfer payment are more effective to reduce prices of food items. This question was also given in guest paper question number 6B, and let me show you what was question number 6B. So this is question number 6B. Assess whether introduction of maximum price has greater benefits to the consumers if imposed on an essential food item. So this was a question that is spot on, right? You should have basically explained maximum price and any other one method that can be basically used for uh, benefiting the consumers of essential food items. And in this question, examiner exactly mentioned another method, that was transfer payment. So this question exactly these questions also resemble each other. Moving to question number 3, part A: explain how equilibrium position is set in the market and which factors are most important to affect it. So this question was question number 7A. You can see on left hand side question number 7A that says explain the meanings of equilibrium price of a good and consider why it may change. Definitely when you basically identify different factors, you will find why it may change. So examiner has clearly written that you have to identify the factors, and here why it may rise. Why it may rise mean you have to identify the factors that may lead to increase in price. So this question was exactly same as given in the guest paper, and with a little change in the statement of question. Question number 3B was entrepreneurship of other factors of production are more important for economic growth. This question was also given in the guest paper that I gave to the students, and this question is assess two policies to increase provision of sorry, this is question number part A. Explain the impact of decrease in unemployment, decrease in unused resources, or increase in actual economic and potential growth on PPC of the country. So basically, uh, you have to explain the importance of entrepreneurship for economic growth. And apart from that, there can be other reasons that increase economic growth, and these reasons are basically given in the statement of guest paper question as well. And those include like reduction in unemployment, like there can be increase in potential of the economy as well. So this question also resembles to question number 5A, the second option after or explain the impact of decrease in unemployment on economic growth. Moving to section C, question number 5A was explain the causes of inflation, consider whether depreciation of currency country's currency that has less natural resources is more likely to face cost push or demand pull inflation. So this question was also given in the guest paper. That was question number 13, part A. And question number 13, part A says, let me show you on the screen. Explain the causes of inflation and consider which one is more likely during the period of economic stagnation, such as COVID-19. So the first part was explain the causes of inflation, and you have to explain demand pull and cost push inflation. And then after the word consider, which one is more likely during the period of economic stagnation. Economic stagnation is basically when economies are stagnant and there is lesser economic activity. So almost same state of question for explain causes of inflation. It was exactly same. Consider whether depreciation of currency of a country's currency that has lesser natural resources are more likely to face. So this is kind of like stagnation in the economy. When economy has lesser resources, it means it will possibly face cost push inflation because of more reliance on imported raw material, imported oil and technology and tools and etc. So you, for 2 marks, you will have to basically relate it to the other factors, like to the factor that are more likely to cause, whether it will cause demand pull inflation or cost push inflation. So the country that has lesser natural resources is more likely to face cost push inflation because economic activity will decrease, and these countries have more reliance on imported raw material, imported oil, imported technology, machinery, and tools. So they are more likely to um, face high cost of production when their currency depreciates. So because when currency depreciates, imports get expensive, and since this country will be more reliant on imported raw material, technology, tools, and everything, so it is more likely to cause cost push inflation or face cost push inflation. The next question was assess whether monetary policy is the only way to control inflation. Right, this question was also given in guest paper, question number 9, part B. However, instead of inflation in that guest paper, statement was basically the target was unemployment, not inflation. So points are exactly same and everything is same. Now just you have to focus on unemployment, inflation instead of unemployment. So question number 9B was assess whether expansionary monetary policy is likely to be successful in reducing all types of unemployment. So this question, monetary policy, was focusing on controlling unemployment, and examiner has just changed one word, that is, instead of unemployment, it is basically focusing on inflation. So you will have to explain monetary policy accordingly. So instead of expansionary monetary policy, you will have to use contractionary monetary policy to control demand pull inflation. On the other hand, you will have to focus on supply side policy as well, because if inflation is caused by cost push inflation, then definitely that cannot be controlled by monetary policy. For that, we have to use expansionary supply side policy. So this was the question paper that was asked in variant 2 and there I got a few questions of variant 2.1 as well. Again, keep in mind these questions are not exactly that came in exam paper, but I asked from my students, and those definitely students told me what was question 2 and what was in part A and what was in part B. Their statements were not definitely exact, but I got the idea what were the question, what could be the questions, and I reconstructed those statements and I'm showing them on the screen. Definitely exam paper is not yet out. It takes time. So the variant 2.1 was, section B was, part A was explain the difference between movement along the same PPC and shift in PPC and explain which one has more immediate impact on an economy. This question was more or less in the guest paper. Assess whether education is a public good rather than a merit good. This question was also in the guest paper. Question number 3 was regarding cross elasticity of demand and buffer stock schemes. I could not get this statement exactly what was the question, but this question related to this content. And XCD was also in the guest paper. Moving to section C, compare demand pull and cost push. Again, this was a part of guest paper as well. Assess monetary policy. This question was exactly repeated same in variant 2.2 and 2.1. And question number 5 was regarding foreign free floating exchange rate system, and this question was also in the guest paper. So this is how basically examiner asked this question and how useful the guest paper was for the students and those who got who basically attended grand classes. They definitely benefited from it, and they were very comfortable solving these papers, because during the grand class, grand class is a 6 hours class that I conduct before every exam paper. Like for paper 2, I conduct 6 hours class. During that class, we only do paper 2 and we discuss the tips and tricks and the possible questions that can come in the exam. And now I would be conducting another grand class, and that grand class will focus on only paper 4 of A2 economics, and this grand class will be conducted on 12th May, and timings is basically 3 p.m. to 9 p.m. If you are interested to join, you may join me face to face in Asas Academy of Fate, Islamabad, or if you are from other cities, you cannot join physically, then you can join me on Zoom as well. So I'll share with you the Zoom link once you get registered. So for registration, I'll give you the contact number in description. So go there and you can text me your name, and then you can get registered with that. And another thing is, I'll also give you the link of guest paper for paper 2 that I basically gave to the students. I'll share the link of that guest paper in the description. So you can go to the description if you wish. You can download that guest paper as well. So this is it for this video, and I'll try to make another video tomorrow. And in that video, I will explain you in detail what you should have written in the answers to these questions to get full marks. So I wish all of you best of luck. If you are done with all of your exam papers, then perfectly fine. If you are still doing those, then best of luck with those as well. And you must watch my video tomorrow as well. I'll be posting exact answers to these questions by tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Allah Hafiz. Best of luck.